Trump is starting to sound pretty weird and pretty morose about his pending death. Does even he think he doesn't have that much time left? What is wrong with the president? I'm Paul, U.S. Army combat veteran. Hit that subscribe button. Check us out at combatvetnews.com. Become a member. Get those early access videos. Let's talk about this. So, Trump, in a bizarre interview with Fox and Friends, right, which is like a chipper morning talk show, dials into Fox and Friends on Tuesday morning and says, listen, I want to get a peace deal done in the war in Ukraine. But he says, quote, I want to try to get to heaven if possible, he explained. I'm hearing I'm not doing well. Wait, what? I'm really at the bottom of the totem pole. But if I can get into heaven, this will be one of the reasons. Imagine hearing this at 8 a.m. Imagine the president of the United States calling your morning chit-chat show between your segment on fucking how to bake a better apple pie and some celebrity promoting their absolute AI slop movie. And you get a call from POTUS. And he goes, listen, I'm really not doing well, guys. I don't think when I die, I don't think I'm going to heaven. You're like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. I'm not doing well. It's like, holy shit. Like, again, especially if you're somebody who just is trying to shake the allegations that you were systematically trafficking children with Jeffrey Epstein, and you call Fox and Friends and you're like, I'm going to hell, guys. You'd be like, dude, just say it. Just say it. Just confess, right? This is, so you know, what is going on? And now this was part of this whole aside where he goes, well, I think if I can end the Ukraine war, basically I'll save 7,000 lives a day for however many days I'm alive. And so God will have to forgive all the things I did to those kids, allegedly. So, you know, like, maybe I can pull it off, which is so Trump. Like, dude, if you couldn't make a deal with Vladimir Putin, you're definitely not gonna be able to make a deal with like the Lord God and his infinite mercy. Okay. Try to get to heaven if possible. But this is especially troubling because, as you may recall, Trump seems like a pretty ill man, right? Here is a picture of his completely normal ankles at his meeting with Vladimir Putin. As you can see, his legs are really badly swollen. I mean, look at this. Look at his, I'm sorry, join me in looking at those shoes, dude. They are literally, it looks like his feet are having blood flow cut off because of how like thick his ankles are. Now, obviously he's an overweight man, probably obese. But what's also pretty troubling is that, you know, the U.S. You know, the official White House doctor says, listen, Trump has he has chronic venous insufficiency, which is a mild condition that older people develop. I guess it can cause swelling in the ankles. Sure. But it's kind of weird that, you know, he's like, but there's a lot of other more troubling things than chronic venous insufficiency, which just means like the veins in your legs struggle to pump blood back up to the heart. Instead, it pools in the legs, resulting in a swollen appearance. It's common for people over 70. It can be exacerbated by spending a lot of time on your feet and eating a lot of junk food. And Trump does both of those things pretty explicitly. But here's what's weird. The White House doctor in April said that the president's annual physical found nothing wrong with him. But in March, it showed him limping on the golf course. And Trump's physician insisted that, quote, blood flow to his extremities was unimpaired, which is really weird, given that, you know, again, just a few weeks later, he was diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency due to these unbelievably swollen ankles. I mean, just look at this dude. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that poor shoe. Thing's gonna fucking burst. And, you know, swelling in the extremities also, you know, I'm not going to speculate on his health, but I'm just saying, if I was 79, if I started having some real swelling in my extremities like this, um, and then I start calling into news shows and talk about how I'm going to die and that I don't think I'm going to get into heaven because of all the horrible things I've done. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, here's the thing, guys. The problem is that we know that the White House, the like honest and transparent Biden White House, lied systematically about the president's cognitive decline. And we know that it falls on us, the public, because we can't trust our government. No one in the government's going to come out and say, yeah, the president isn't with it anymore. So now it's just on us to speculate. We just have to fucking take our best guess. And so, again, if my dad were to call me and say those things, my dad is, over a decade younger than Trump. I would be tremendously worried about his health. I would assume there was some awful diagnosis. I would basically take it as a given. And so the fact that we're just rolling through this one as a country, we're just like nothing to worry about here, guys, is insane. Is legitimately insane. I wish I had like some deeper analysis for you guys. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to speculate on it. You can plug his symptoms into ChatGPT and you be like, oh, I'm a fucking seriously overweight, possibly obese, 6'2" or 6'4" or whatever he claims to be. 79-year-old man with incredibly swollen ankles. What is your first diagnosis? And see what they say. But this is just file this. Just file this away, and eventually you're going to say, damn, Paul was right about that. There was something weird going on there. That's all I got. Thank you guys as always. Hit subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. Remember to hit that subscribe button and, of course, become a member at combatvetnews.com. This is the best way to support me, keep me and the team independent, able to do this every single day, honestly, and speaking truth to power. Plus, you get access to uncensored combat footage, oftentimes sent to us straight from units on the front line. Huge thank you to our Colonel tier members at Combat Vet News, guys like Thomas Anderson, Dan Cochran, Jalen Gow, Officer Murley, Deborah Oppenheimer, as well as all of our Lieutenant tier members. We couldn't do this without you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.